Coming up on AbiliTV, we dive into Changing Track, a new film that highlights the journeys of 3 Aussie cyclists and their Paralympic dream.
We meet the fierce disability advocate who uses the power of storytelling to make a difference.
You can be anxious, you can be awkward, you can be autistic, and you can still make a difference and succeed.
Plus, the singer-songwriter who's using music to help him navigate through mental barriers, and physical ones as well.
Welcome to AbiliTV. Welcome to AbiliTV, the only show made by people with disability for people with disability.
We're so glad you tuned in as we approach the International Day of People with Disability on December 3rd.
And what better way to celebrate that with the premiere of the inspiring film Changing Track.
The film follows the stories of 3 cyclists, including Paralympian Korey Boddington, who you might remember was on our show a few weeks ago.
It opens in cinemas this week. Let's take a sneak peek.
The universe will let you know when you need to change track. Para-cycling has been this enormous silver lining of a pretty dark cloud that is MS.
Really, it's about disability, trauma, suffering, and finding something that helps us through that. So for these guys, for Emily Petricola, Korey Boddington, Kane Perris, you know, discovering this new ability in cycling for them and finding a community that supports them and
something to strive for, something to keep moving you forward. As Korey says, just keep moving forward, keep getting better.
So basically it starts with the Paralympics 2024 para-cycling team, and then we follow them on their journey towards becoming Paralympians. You know, I got this documentary off the ground with executive producer Edward Fetterman from ARA. He said, well, what do you need to get this done? My bro, my brother. The executive producer and ARA sponsors the Australian cycling team. Paralympics Australia got on board while we were in France. I sort of thought, okay, well, what are the different reasons for people being on this team? There's that trauma, which is Korey's case, it was a motorcycle accident, disease, you know, progressive diseases like MS with Emily. In the case of Kane, it's albinism and the vision impairment that comes with that, so that he's grown up with that. So, but more importantly, they're just so fantastic.
On the days that I'm having a bad day on the bike, like with my head, I always feel like I've worked out the solution by the time I get home.
We didn't really want this to just look like a standard kind of what we kept calling a sporty sport documentary. I like to use the term cinematic realism. It's a naturalistic, very realistic kind of feeling image, but still very beautiful to look at and still tells the story. We're really excited about trying to create that feeling of riding through some beautiful rainforests or riding through some beautiful scenery. Got ourselves set up with something that looked like an anti-aircraft gun, which you would attach to the front of your car. Then we could attach our camera to that rig, and then it was controlled wirelessly by kind of like a PlayStation controller. So I guess it was just a range of finding all sorts of interesting little techniques that could really illustrate these moments that we wanted to create.
The stories Emily, Kane, Korey and the rest of the athletes in there really show everybody that no matter what you're going through, you can find something to help you get through that.
When I was going through darker times in my life when I was much younger, one of the things that got me through that was always just being inspired by what I was seeing in cinema. I would love to be able to give that to somebody else.
I'm really proud of being able to bring that message of hope and supporting a community and bringing awareness to disability. The feedback we're getting is that it seems that someone relates to someone's story in there, and it's great to hear.
To see through this film so many people tearing up in the cinema, coming out just genuinely feeling like it's just spoken a message that really resonates with them. I think that's really special.
For us, it was really important that the film could be accessible for those with low vision and or fully blind. We worked with our amazing composer, Anthony Amar. He produced such a beautiful soundtrack in a very short amount of time. It has fully closed caption option there, but it also has an audio descriptive track as well. It's coming out on December 3rd. The best way to see something is in the cinema, so if you can get to the cinema, do it.
Changing track reminds us all that ability comes in many forms.
And remember, the film opens in cinemas from December 3, a perfect way to mark International Day of People with Disability.
Still to come on AbiliTV, the soothing sounds of Sonny Glenn.
But up next, we meet Zoe Simmons, the disability advocate who's fighting to make a difference in the world. This is AbiliTV.
Whether you're on the couch or sneaking a peek at work, we're glad you're tuned in to AbiliTV.
And if you don't want to miss any of the action, it's super easy to stay connected. Just scan the QR code on your screen. You'll find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hit like, follow, subscribe, your call, but trust us, it's worth it.
Our next story takes us to Melbourne. Zoe Simmons is a journalist, editor, copywriter, author, and speaker. And as you're about to see, she's a disability advocate who fights to make a difference in the world.
I basically use storytelling and lived experience to try and make a difference in the world however I can. Part of that is being a journalist. I've been published hundreds of times around the globe. I'm a disability advocate. I'm a copywriter. Basically, I will do anything I can to try and make the world a better place. I went from print journalist to someone that is now in the news. I'm actually co-hosting a TV show again. I'm also a lead anchor of a new community news thing. I love it because I feel like the media is such a powerful tool for creating change and for connecting with people. I created my own business so I could put my health first and I could put my work first and see what else I could do outside of a 9-to-5 job. I was born autistic and I did not know that until I was 27. I had never really thought about the possibility that I could be autistic because it wasn't something I heard about. So it wasn't until I heard other autistic women talking about their experiences that I realized, hey, that could be me. And that's also why I think it's so important for us to share our experiences of invisible and dynamic disabilities. I have a lot of anxiety and started experiencing chronic pain at the age of about 12. In my 20s, it became unbearable. I couldn't walk from the pain. It was absolutely excruciating. I think it's really important to be loud and to be proud as a disabled person, especially as someone who is working in advocacy.
Disability advocates are describing a blunder over wheelchair access to trains on the new metro tunnel platforms as demoralising.
This project cost $15 billion and it boasted about accessibility and it isn't even accessible.
Testing at the CBD stations identified a raised gap on the new platforms, meaning they wouldn't match up with the height of train floors.
Often you need to put that media pressure on people to create that change. When I heard about it, I was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? So I spoke out and as a result, it got more coverage. So hopefully now they'll actually make it accessible. Anytime an airline breaks my wheelchair, I let the world know. Mobility aids are our legs. And could you imagine if a non-disabled person had their legs broken every time they travelled? This led me to be involved in the Disability Royal Commission. I heard so much about other people with disabilities experiences with airlines. It's not just wheelchair users, it's people with service animals or with things that they say they're not allowed on the plane with, but they need them, like an EpiPen. So I am really hoping to create that change, keep writing stories, keep sharing my lived experience, and keep giving others hope. If we embrace ourselves, if we embrace our disabled identity, it does wonders. It's empowering. It really empowered me. I want to show that you can be in pain, you can have things happen to you that you can't control, you can be anxious, you can be awkward, you can be autistic, and you can still make a difference and succeed. You don't have to fit inside these non-disabled boxes. You can just be yourself.
What a story of determination and impact.
Zoe's work reminds us that our voice can be a vehicle for inclusion and change.
Coming up, the singer-songwriter who's using music to help him navigate mental and physical barriers. Stay with us. This is AbiliTV.
Our next story is about an artist who discovered that reigniting his passion for music is helping him navigate mental and physical barriers.
His voice is like aged whiskey, smooth and deep, and his guitar playing is as intricate as a fine tapestry. This is Sonny Glenn.
My name is Sonny Glenn, well that's my stage name, and yeah, I'm a musician. I played music when I was young, started playing guitar at about 13 because my mother had one and it just sat in the cupboard and I just pulled it out one day and thought, oh, I might start trying to play it. So that's how I got started. My sister played bass and my brother played guitar and ended up like a bit of a family band, if you like. Then I ended up with my own band and it didn't really work. Wife and then kids and all that sort of stuff, so I gave it away. My wife and I did everything together, so trying to go somewhere even by myself was really daunting. 2021, my wife got pancreatic cancer and I lost her 3 months later, so after losing my wife, I didn't even want to leave the house with my condition. I got a spider bite on my hand in the middle of the night. And I'm thinking, okay, I better go and see a doctor. And they said, you've got rheumatoid arthritis. Joints and, just trying to even have a shower and doing buttons up, and I've got gout as well. So I'm very strict on the foods I eat because certain things make you flare up. And it all started to get harder and harder. And it's getting to the point where I'm thinking, okay, if this gets worse than this, I'm not even going to be able to look after myself. What do? You can't let it lay down and let it take you over. You can't, or I can't. I'm going to fight it, tooth and nail, And that's exercise, that's food, that's, going for a walk every day, taking my dogs. So this is Cooper. He's the nosy one. He's a mini Groodle. And this one's Maggie. She's 7 years old. Maggie is a Cavachon. They've been a big part of the therapy side of it, I'll tell you that much. I'm used to your wife really being there and then nothing. So that was quite difficult to start with, but at least I had these two. A lot of people get arthritis. Playing guitar, it's helped my hands because it keeps them moving. Like even things like opening a bottle and stuff like that is better because you're getting stronger in your hand, especially the left hand, because that's where you're doing all your chords and whatever lead playing or whatever you're doing. I wouldn't be where I am now, I don't think, like physically or mentally, without it. No way in the world. It's just something I've wanted to do too in my life, is to record songs. Because when I first recorded myself on my phone, one of the first songs I wrote, I thought, that is terrible. That is rubbish. But I didn't let it deter me. I just kept at it and kept at it until I got better at it. So when I'm writing a song, a lot of time I'll just scribble on like a notepad like this first. I get the whole format of the song, then I'll write it all out in the main book. So then my daughter will type them up for me and we'll put them into like folders like this. Gives you something like a sense of purpose, you know, like you feel like you're accomplishing something, you know, playing the lead guitar parts and playing bass and, you know, getting my songs recorded. So that maybe one day after I'm gone, my daughters can listen to them all, and if I can encourage somebody, great. Even if it's one person, that's great.
And I am pleased to say that he's joining us now in the studio performing a song for the first time. Please welcome Sonny Glenn.
Well, the first time that I saw you, I just couldn't believe my eyes. And the first time that you looked my way, well, I just wanted to run and hide. Well, could a woman as beautiful as I've seen be looking across at poor pitiful me? Well, maybe this is my lucky day. And the first time that she smiled at me, I think my heart had skipped a beat. Oh, and then when you spoke to me, I struggled to even speak. I just can't believe this is happening to me. Meeting the woman that is all of my dreams now. It's starting to feel like my lucky day. So I asked you if you would like to dance. I was so glad I took the chance. As I took your hand in mine, could it be for all time? I just can't believe this is happening to me. Meeting the woman that is all of my dreams now. It really feels like my lucky day. I just can't believe this is happening to me. Meeting the woman that is all of my dreams now. It really feels like my lucky day. Well, the first time and the first time Thank you.
What an emotional performance. Thank you, Sonny Glenn.
Well, that wraps up another big episode of AbiliTV. But don't worry, we'll be back next Monday with even more stories.
And don't forget, if you have a story to share or if you like to be part of the show, just go on our website.
And if you're watching online, don't forget to like, comment and share. Spread the word and inspire someone today.
And remember, we all have the ability to inspire and make a difference.
See you next time.
AbiliTV is produced by Trending Media Australia in partnership with ROPE. ROPE is a disability service organisation providing opportunities to people living with intellectual disabilities to learn media skills by participating in the creation of AbiliTV, including hosting and the show's production. If you'd like to be involved or become a sponsor of AbiliTV, we'd love to hear from you. Just go to abilitv.com.au.